Did it work? Alright, it worked. Hello and welcome to Inverness to the Great Beyond. My name is the Tedster, and this is my first stream over at Trovo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out if you come by. Other than that, our heroes are in a pretty huge, predictable, and apparent situation with a bunch of vampires, some scary stuff. So, we are going to move over to them and talk to them about what is going on. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. It took a little bit longer because I messed up on something with the stream stuff, but then fixed it immediately. Thank God.
Whoa!
So we're fixed. Woo! We're live. Alright, so what is going on? So we meet our heroes at a pretty sticky dilemma, or an explosive dilemma, where this thing seemed to jump into this big, gigantic fireball here and decided that it was going to end its life and explode in front of Tarek and Thorka. Let's see, 1, 2, it's 10 feet distance, so Tarek and Thorka, you're both going to make a dexterity saving throw for me when this thing explodes into a fiery chunk.
And you can add a 1d4 because of our friendship.
And Tarek, you'll be able to get a +3 from me.
1d4 because of our friendship.
Friendship is magic.
Literally.
More balls.
Uh-oh.
9.
Got this.
Jesus. Alright.
+3, so a what do you call it?
22?
Yeah.
Alright, so you just make it. So you will go from half to none. And welcome to because of your evasion thingy.
Yep.
But Thorka.
Me?
Yes.
Lil me?
It's gonna be 60 fire damage.
Okay.
As it explodes outward.
Holy shit!
Well, it's still kind of still have the Oh, guys, did we do protection from elements before?
I do not believe so, no.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Because I don't think we because the fire wasn't there. We have protection from poison.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Now, as it obviously made a pretty huge noise, you hear something coming, and you feel like you have a round to prepare before that thing gets near. I'm going to go through each person one at a time. You get to make a round action. And I would also say, Magda, you likely heard that explosion and where it came from. It came from the northeast.
Oh no.
So just to give you an idea.
Okie dokie.
So I will let you all, one at a time, make a decision as to what you would like to do. We can start from the bottom and work our way up. Magda, and then Lockett, Zarius, Thorka, and then Tarek.
Okay, I'm gonna move towards the noise, because that might be where they are doing things and setting things off.
Sounds good. Lockett, what would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Bless on the 3 that I can see using first level spell slot. And I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's go to Zarius. What would you like to do?
I'll be casting, using my last level 2 slot, and I'll be casting Blur on myself.
Okay.
And that's it.
If Blur makes extra tokens, you can either represent them or you don't have to.
No, blur just makes me like I kind of I'm blurry, so all attacks against me are disadvantaged. That's it.
Sounds good to me. Thorka, what would you like to do from here?
I'd like to take a superior potion that I have, and then could I cast a spell with a bonus action?
As long as that spell allows bonus action usage, then I don't have
Yeah.
any problem with it.
Yeah, it's Shield of Faith. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna use the
Absolutely.
potion and cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, cool. That sucked, but better than nothing.
And Tarek, what would you like to do?
Okay, I am going to bonus action click the boots of speed, and then I'll say command word, and I'll use one of the tattoos, and I'm gonna cast long strider on myself.
Okay. Sounds
To get
good.
an extra 10 feet.
Okay. Let me position what the monsters will do while they're getting prepared to move out. If you guys are ever curious, so battle music or boss music comes in 3 varieties now: level 1, level 2, and level 3 combat music. So this is level 2 combat music as far as difficulty in combat, as far as bosses are concerned. Okay, so from there, I need you all to roll initiative for me.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, robot leg.
I did it.
Nailed
Let's
it.
go, Thorka.
Hey, at least it's not 0 this time.
Word.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so all right, perfect. Tarek, it is your turn first.
I mean, I'm gonna creep up here, and then I'm gonna look back, and I'm gonna look back quickly at the group, and I'm just gonna give like the big sign, and then I'm gonna run forth, and I'm gonna booming blade the bluey.
Okay.
And I'm just doing that. I have both swords out, but I'm only doing it right now with the rapier.
Okay.
So right now that's a 25.
That will hit.
Okay. And I'm just looking at the wording of does Green, does he even see me right there at all when I rushed in, or is he still around the corner?
No, I would say that the corner is probably cusped enough that he can't see you yet.
Okay, so then would I be able
This guy-
to, I guess I'm asking if I would be able to get off a sneak attack. Because the one, even though I don't have advantage, it says if there's no other creatures within 5 feet of me.
I'd probably,
So I guess,
yeah, I'd probably give you the sneak attack because it's not close enough to be able to see you within 5 feet. So.
sweet. All right, so 31 piercing and 11 thunder, and then I'm going to fancy footwork, disengage, and run back, and quickly say, just give a quick lowdown of what I see. I saw 2 creatures we haven't seen yet. The one we saw blew up, and then a real big guy. They're all facing the alleyway right there. And I will, I'll end my turn.
All right. From there, one of them is going to go. And he's got a speed of 30 feet. He's going to go right there. And he's going to end his turn.
Was that the one I attacked by any chance?
No, it was not.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Big scary thing comes up. And is going to cast a spell.
Oh, that's big.
Nice knowing you.
It's going to cast a 4th level spell. And as it casts the spell, it disappears.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
Then
And also says uh-oh.
the one that you did hit moves. So just as a heads up.
We'll take 13 thunder.
All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it dashes and jumps into the fire. Tarek and Thorka, I need you both to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Plus 3 is 19. So 22.
Same thing, you save.
Okay.
Thorka, you're going to take it. The explosion is less because it has less blood and other things inside of it because you dealt a substantial amount of damage to it. It's gonna be 11 points of damage as it explodes outward. Tarek, you would take half, and if you'd like to use your reaction, you can take none.
Evasion.
All right. The other one is going to go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it dashes for the rest. And then it will jump in. Tarek, you can take an attack of opportunity to see if you could do some damage to it before it jumps into the fire. That will hit.
Oh yeah, so this will just be without the thunder, so 15 piercing.
Okay. And then the same thing, I need Tarek and Thork to make dexterity saving throw for me.
Don't forget, you can also add your friendship to the saving throw, and Thorka, you also have Bless, so you can add 2d8 to that. 2d4, excuse me.
Yes.
Okay,
Let's go!
Nice, nice.
so it's 24.
Thorka only taking half, which is great. Tarek, same thing, taking half. Does evasion require a reaction, or is it just automatic?
It's just on a dex save.
Just
Alright,
on
perfect.
a deck save.
Cool. Sounds good. Whoop, wrong dice.
Ho, 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 ho.
Goodbye, everyone.
Nice knowing you.
I have a 6th level spell slot. I can't get you from that.
It's going to be 25 damage, Thorka. A lot less than 201. All right. Magda, it is your turn.
I am gonna follow the sounds of chaos and assume it's them.
Yeah, you're just hearing the sound of fiery explosions, just this guts noise right after an explosion, like these chunks raining down someplace. And then if you do want to move, just keep in mind you can use your action to dash, which will give you basically double
Right.
movement. Just letting you know, just in case.
Okay, done.
All right, and then we have another 1, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Zarius, it's your turn.
I'll move here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll shoot this one here in front of me with firebolt. 22.
That will definitely hit.
Nice.
14 fire damage.
Sounds good.
That's it. That's all I can do.
All right, Zarius, make a perception check for me on what you just hit.
You can add your d4 to it from friendship.
Yeah.
I don't think Bless can.
13.
Yeah, it's
What-
just attack rolls and saving throws for Bless.
Yeah.
When you look at him, he looks to be wearing some plate armor, and he looks hungry. He's looking at all of you like you're all food, and he looks fairly strong. That's as much as I can give you, information-wise.
I guess I'll draw my my sword, my ice brand, and my dagger.
All right. At the end of your turn, it is going to make a legendary action, and it's going to move.
That is quite legendary.
And then from there, the other one is going to take a legendary action. And we'll be there.
This is fine.
Can I take an attack opportunity on the purple one, please?
The bad news is the legendary action explicitly says without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Well, I think you read it wrong.
I think you have the misprinted volume.
Yes, it's definitely what I agree.
And then from there, Locket, it's your turn.
For your information, I am not a good source of food for something that requires blood. And I'm going to cast Heal on Thorka. 6th level Thorka, you heal 70.
Yeah.
Woo.
God damn.
That's my 6th level spell slot. Thorka, how are you looking on health still?
I'm good now.
Okay. I can't really. Is anyone else looking hurt?
I'm good.
Nope.
Okie dokie, so I'll save
For now.
I will move back just a little bit.
Good.
Is it possible for me to stand on this corner without falling in?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, because it's either that or I move there. Like,
Yeah, it's fine.
okay. And that's my turn. Because if I use spectral weapon or whatever, it's gonna break my sanctuary, and I like my sanctuary.
Sounds good. So first, this is going to make a legendary action, and it's going to attempt to do a bite attack on Tarek. He's gonna try to bite you.
Dang it.
Oh, actually, I could have used my bonus action. Never mind.
23 against your AC, Tarek.
Do I still have my reaction? If I do, I'm gonna use one of the spell wrought tattoos and cast shield.
I mean, you explained that evasion doesn't use reaction, so you should still have your
Yes.
reaction. Yeah.
Yes. So I cast shield.
Okay.
And deflect his vile bite.
Sounds good. The other one is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Whoa.
Rude.
And Thorka, it is your turn.
He moved past me?
So
Yep.
that hot rock is not blocking passage? Like that?
It can fly and hover. That's pulling the veil a bit from everything, but yeah, it can fly and hover and a bunch of other stuff. So essentially, it's just walking on the air. And yes, it moved past you, and it does not provoke any opportunity attacks when it moves.
Well, yeah. If it's flying over me, then it wouldn't. That's what I was. That's the little bit of information I needed. Okay. I'm going after this one. Then that went past me, because he's Mr. Floaty. And he's going after my friend, Locket. And I'm gonna attack him.
All right, sounds good.
What's the whole initiative number?
First, with a bonus action, I'm gonna activate my sword's electricity, and then I'm gonna unleash 2 attacks on him.
All right.
So, attack 1. Ooh, 16. That sucks. Attack 2. 29. That's a lot better.
It's gonna be tough for me to say that doesn't.
You can add bless.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Bless is 1d4 regardless. And if you want, you can use your friendship. Your friendship comes back at the start of your turn.
Yeah, I'll do that too. So it would have been 22 on the first attack.
They'll both hit.
Okay. So, the first attack, I'm going to put a second level shot of smite on it. For the purposes of this, is it undead?
Yes.
Okay.
Play the hammer.
All right, first attack, 53 points of damage. And then the second attack is no smite, just a regular hit. It still counts with radiant damage because of improved smite. And another 27 points of damage.
Wow.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, and that is my turn.
All right, Tarek, it is your turn.
Okay, I just booming blade orange.
Okay. That will hit.
So 30 piercing and 12 thunder.
All right.
And then I am going to I'm gonna jump across the that little channel.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move, take off like a bat out of hell, and run to here, just to see what I could see.
All right. From there, this guy is gonna go. He is going to turn around, and obviously he sees you, Thorka. You could see that his eyes just kind of light up, and he looks very, very angry.
Makes sense.
So first,
I can't blame him.
yeah. So
Hey.
let me see.
They came strong at us and jumped into the fire.
That's fair. First attack with his, and he's holding a great sword, so he's gonna attack you first with the great sword.
Okay.
32 against your AC.
Yeah, you God.
Jesus.
It's gonna be 7 slashing damage and 8 necrotic damage. Your hit point maximum is lowered by the amount of necrotic damage that you just took, which is 8.
Okay.
That was from the sword?
There it is.
That's from an attack with the great sword. He's going to
Got
attack
it.
you again. 29 against your AC.
You hit God again. Not just me.
And then it's 13 bludgeoning damage. I'm sorry, 13 slashing damage, rather. And 5 necrotic damage, and the same thing. The necrotic damage, minus 5 to your maximum HP. Just as a reminder, if you do need to make any concentration checks on those attacks.
Okay.
And then he is going to try to, last but not least, bite you with his mouth. And that will hit.
Yeah, I mean, they all hit.
Get clapped.
And that'll be 7 piercing damage. And 12 necrotic damage, and the same thing. That's off of your hit point maximum is 12.
See, Daniel, when I told you your armor class means nothing.
Get clapped.
Whew. So then, this guy is gonna go. And, yeah, this is, okay, cool. And that is, 30-foot range, okay. Oh, one creature, okay. Alright, sorry. New spell that I'm not used to using. I apologize for the wait on that. You do not move yet. You'll be after the next creature, which is coming up right now.
Okie doke.
Thorka and Locket, you realize that the gigantic monster must have casted greater invisibility on itself as it comes out of its invisibility casting a spell, and both of you are just completely flabbergasted about it. I need Locket to make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
21. Oh, I have friendship. No, yeah, I do have friendship. So that's a 23.
Yep, and that will succeed. And then I need Thorka to roll a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Okay. This is versus a spell, though, right?
This is versus a spell, so if you
Okay.
roll at advantage, it's just normal.
Okay.
I also had Sanctuary up, so if it was a spell that targeted me, it had to make a Wisdom saving throw, or else it lost or had to redirect the attack.
Okay, so let's do that. Just in the future, make sure you just let me
Yeah.
Okay, so 29.
29, Thorka, you're not going to get blighted. 13 against the Wisdom saving throw.
It just didn't cast on me. It lost the attack or redirected it.
So it would be redirected then.
Okay, and it would have cast at Thorka, and Thorka saved.
Yep, well, it's a different spell. So Thorka,
Okay.
I need you to roll a Wisdom saving throw.
Is this also at disadvantage or no?
Yes.
Okay, so I would roll normal.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
And then the bless thing.
Yes.
So 18.
Okay. Alright, let me just see.
Oh boy.
Bye, Thorka. That's what that tone meant, guys.
Oh boy.
Means I gotta open this up.
No. Oh no.
Alright. We will get to that when we get to your turn there, Thorka. But otherwise, Magda, it's your turn now. Sorry about that.
Okie dokie.
And Magda, I think you can pretty much see what's going on now.
Kind of.
Big chunky boy.
Everything's faded.
Oh, that's good.
It's a dark vision, I think.
Yeah, she might still have that setting.
There it goes. Now I see things. Oh, Gandalf, do you see things too? It's scary.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
It's messed up calling DM a jerk. It's messed up.
I know, right?
I guess I'll just have to kill them all then. No big deal.
I mean, obviously that's what you're doing tonight. Well, you made this choice when you were having lunch today. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna kill them all.
We're gonna make all new characters. It's fine. We need a good reset.
Alright, Magda, is there anything else that you're doing on your turn?
Well, I didn't move my complete 60. I moved like 50, so now I want to jump backwards. Like, oh, because I couldn't literally. Because I couldn't literally see anything until the fading adjustment happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, what? Real quick, I'm gonna move back to where I was. I just want to see. Oh, okay. So, yeah. So I was there. So I'm gonna go here now.
All right.
Like, aha, nope.
I'm here to save the day. The fuck is that thing?
And then Magda, at the end of your turn, the orange one and the purple one are going to make a legendary action, and they're going to try to give a good bite to both Xerius and Thorka.
Just remember, it's disadvantage if you're going to attack me.
Oh, okay.
I'm still blurred.
Yep, the one on
Shit.
Thorka is still powered up, so it is a 30 against your AC.
Well, roll disadvantage because he just reminded me that I have the same thing, cloak of displacement.
29
That still hits.
against your
Still hits.
AC.
R.I.P. Cloak of Displacement.
Yeah.
Jeez, if they would stop hitting God.
It's going to be 6 piercing damage. And it's going to be 11 necrotic damage. And your hit point maximum is reduced by 11. The one attacking Xerius is not powered up. So it will be 14 against your AC, Xerius.
I will dodge that one.
Alright. And then from there, the orange one is going to go. And he is going to start to attack you. First with his greatsword. 22 against your AC, Xerius.
I am going to cast Shield, bringing my thing up to 24.
Alright. Second attack with his greatsword. Will still be a miss. And then he's going to try to bite you for the third attack. And that will be a miss. All because of Blur.
Feeling pretty good.
They're too strong.
And then, Xerius, it is your turn.
Alright, first attack. With the ice brand. That's it. That's first attack. I hit him?
No, that will be a miss. Just barely missed.
Alright, going in. Wait, I'm blessed.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
1d4. 19.
And the emboldening bond.
And emboldening bond if you need it.
Well,
So you
that,
have
Okay.
an extra 1d4.
well,
I'll
that
add that
will
too.
hit.
Oh, I'm hitting a 19 already?
It's fine.
Yes.
Then I'll save that. Alright, so 19 hits. So that's going to be 1d8 plus 4 plus 1d6 ice damage. Total of 10 damage. I'm going to add my sneak attack to it.
Okay.
Alright, I have 4d6s. So another 15. So total of 25 damage.
Sounds good.
Attack my dagger. Nope. And I'm done.
Xerius, make a perception check for me.
Sure. 15.
With a 15 perception, you notice that his wounds are slowly healing as you're attacking him. And you feel like you're going to have to do some serious damage to him in order to get him to a point where he's going to die.
Jesus. Alright. These things aren't dying. They've got some sort of healing properties. I'm yelling that out to everybody if they can hear me.
Alright. it's your turn.
So I'm going to look up at Big, Dark, and Chunky and tell him, do you have a moment? And I'm going to cast Banishment on him. It is a Charisma saving throw. And the Bless will drop as I cast Banishment.
All right. It's the on the big one, right?
On the big one. Yep. Because not happy about that guy.
All right.
Oh. Concentration up to a minute. You attempt to send one creature that you can see within range to another plane of existence. The target must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be banished. If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless demi-plane. While there, the target is incapacitated. The target remains there until the spell ends, at which the point the target reappears in the same space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space if the space is occupied.
If you can hold it.
I knew it was coming.
So,
gotta get through him somehow.
Yeah.
there you go.
Oh.
And then bonus action, healing word at 3rd level on Thorka. That's mass healing word. That's not what I want. So Thorka, heal 10 points of health.
Thank you.
And that is my turn, and my sanctuary dissipates because I casted a spell against an enemy.
All right, Locket. I need you to make a perception check for me.
Oh, I'm not good at that. Oh, I'm super not good at that.
All you could see is that the big monster seems to be whispering, and Thorka seems to be kind of staring at the monster as it's whispering. You're not really sure what that means. Also, the enemy next to you seems to be bloodied, and the damage that it took from Thorka seemed to have stopped its regeneration. You kind of put 2 and 2 together. You know Thorka, you've been with him a while. You're starting to piece together that maybe the radiant damage that Thorka did to it stopped its regenerating, at least for a little while.
Coolio.
Thorka, I whispered you. And it is your turn now.
You did? Okay. Okay. Hold on. I need to ask you something, but never mind. I'll just do it then. Okay, Thorka will hold on. I have to ask you something. I'm gonna message you.
Yeah, no problem. If Discord is easier, then you can just shoot it through Discord.
Okay, I sent it to you in Discord. It's just because I need the clarification. And then you just whisper me the response, and then I'll carry on the action. So I would be able to use it?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess so Thorka feeling something entering his mind, and right before it enters it and cements itself away, he uses his legendary action from the boon he has from defeating Byzance, to squash it and not attack his ally.
All right.
Hoorah.
I don't know if that was my turn then.
No, that was just a reaction. So
Okay.
So you would still have your normal turn.
Okay, so Thorka, he's getting ready to wind up, and he's saying, almost as a response to Zarius saying how they're healing, that powerful undead are extremely tough and hard to deal with. If you have any radiant damage you can deliver, do so. And Thorka is going to do 2 attacks on him, and 21 and 27.
They'll both hit.
He's not going to use a smite because his regular attacks are radiant right now from improved. But he will now remember to do his electricity damage that he turned on because he forgot about that. First attack damage is 32 points of radiant, then another 26, and then 4d6 of lightning damage, 16 more damage.
All right. Hold on 1 second. Let's see if it makes it through this. Okay, so you see and you think that you laid the killing blow on it, and it gets back up, looking down but not out.
Would that have been something I would have encountered? That type of ability from the undead?
Yes.
Could I make a religion check or would I know it?
You would pretty much know it. You know that undead tend to just be more fortified as far as their deaths, and because they sit in between death and life for so long, they know and can withstand some great blows before they go down. So basically, they're using their own constitution to kind of get back up and fight still.
Okay, so I would have when Thorka said it before about them being so tough. Emphasis on just how hardy these things are. And then that's the end of my turn.
All right, Tarek, it's your turn.
Okay. To here. So Tarek is going to move to here, and as he's moving, he looks at the Soul Ripper, and he goes, "All right, do your stuff."
And it turns on.
Excellent. I am blazing fast now, so I am just going to move to here, and then I'm leaping on the other side of the orange guy.
Okay.
And then, as I'm hasting, I'm going to, the first action, I'm going to Booming Blade.
Will hit.
Excellent. So he will take 26 piercing and 13 thunder. And then I'm going to continue my movement across back over behind Thorka. Now, would I be able to attack purple through Thorka's
You have no reach like that, unfortunately, unless you're planning on shooting or using some sort of item that shoots or throws.
Very good. So then I will just ping pong across the channel and get to here, and I will just attack Big Bad with the rapier.
Okay.
And at 18, I will...
Holding bond.
Oh. Got a bad character in there. So 21.
That will hit.
Okay, so he will take 14 piercing.
All right.
He's within 5 feet of an ally, so don't you get your sneak attack off?
I already pulled that off up
Okay.
up here. So
Oh yeah, it's once per turn.
so that was, let's see. Okay, so that was probably about 80 feet. So I am just going to leapfrog and zigzag back exactly the way I came. And neither one of these orange or those can take opportunity attacks against me because I hit him with melee attacks.
Okay.
And I'll just move back to here, and that'll end my turn.
All right. At the end of your turn, it is going to. Well, all three of them will take legendary actions. The purple one is going to attempt to bite Thorka.
Okay, at disadvantage.
Sounds good. Ooh, 17 is going to miss.
All right.
Second one is going to try to bite Zarius. Oh, wrong dice, sorry. And I know that's a disadvantage.
So that was.
So 16 is not, I don't believe, is going to hit Zarius. And then this one right here. Oh, I didn't want to click that. Hold on. I'll move that to the back. There we go.
Layers.
Layers! This one right here is going to actually cast a spell for its legendary action. Thorka.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a little loud. Thorka, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Okay.
Creatures angry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, and then I have friendship because I didn't use it before.
Yeah, buddy.
So first, that not that great, but let's see the D4. So 19.
It's close.
Yeah.
All right. Thorka, you failed the check, so
Okay.
we'll get back to that. Back after these words.
Hi everyone.
And then the purple one, after it sees that, which to you, Locket, is pretty weird. It turns around and actually starts to attack you.
Oh, okay.
Obviously not sure why, but yeah. So first going to be a greatsword attack. This one is still powered up. It's going to be 32 against your AC.
This is fine.
It's going to be 13 slashing damage. And 6 necrotic damage. And your hit point maximum is reduced by 6. Locket, you get to make a free perception check for me. Free. Whoa, alright.
That'll do.
Oh, hey.
You immediately realize that every time this thing hits you, all that necrotic energy that it hits you with seems to suck your life out and go back into him. So he's slowly healing as he hits you. 20 against your AC.
Does not hit.
All right. And then he's going to try to bite you. And that's a super fail. So it doesn't hit you at all.
Where's that 24?
I have no blood for you to drink.
Yeah.
E-boop.
24 AC.
Yep.
And then this one right here is going to say a few things to Thorka, in which you don't understand it. It just looks like it's seemingly talking to itself, which is strange to you. And then he is going to rub his hands together and point at you, Locket. And Locket, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh, this is fine. This is super fine. Friendship. For the win.
Well,
Friends are magic.
you're going to take 21 necrotic damage.
Let's go finger of death.
Your hit point maximum is lowered by 21. Magda, it's your turn.
Oh boy, I just see a lot of stuff.
Oh,
happening.
it's 69. Nice.
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 Okay. I am gonna. Where'd you go? I am gonna do the tried and true while I am hiding behind a wall. Gonna do me a Eldritch Blast.
All right. Oh, I wish I could say that any of those hit, but
Woo!
on him, all 3 of them missed.
Woo!
I was hoping.
We were all hoping.
Sorry. Well, the other thing I could do would potentially kill 2 of you. That's the other problem.
I mean,
It's fun.
would you get the experience?
I mean, I think so.
Well, maybe.
Hey, as long as y'all ain't salty about it.
Well, Magda, after you're done, the orange one is going to go. The orange one is going to try to attack Zarius more with his blade. Zarius, you see him power up because he is at less than half health, and he is mad, which means that his attacks are stronger. So we're going to use the great weapon first. Then all these are disadvantaged still because you haven't been touched yet. First attack is going to be a 22 against your AC, Zarius. Does that hit you, Zarius?
Bro.
Zarius, are you there?
The children got him again.
I was gonna say the kids now have him duct taped and tied up.
Try to PM him.
I tried through Discord. I didn't get anything back.
Zarius, are you there? Alright, well, for now, we're going to assume that they hit. And then we'll go from there. We'll adjust accordingly if he decides to do a reaction.
Oh boy.
Well, we'll have to see if he passes his concentration check on the first one, but the second one will be a 16 or a 32. Okay. And then he'll take 19 damage, 13 of it being necrotic, and he'll lose 13 of his maximum hit points. Zarius, are you there?
Hello, Moto.
Okay, alright, we'll move on. Alright. This gentleman right here. Wait, Thorka, did we skip your turn?
No, Thorka goes last. Thorka
Yeah,
rolled a 1.
Yeah, I'm last. I think. I don't
If
think
anyone, you might have skipped me, but I also rolled like a 9,
the
so...
big monster did something to me, and then it was Locket's turn.
Oh no, we're good. We're good.
Yeah,
I apologize.
I think
we're
yeah,
good.
we just haven't gotten to me yet.
Yeah. Then Zarius goes, but Zarius is MIA. So then we're gonna go with Locket. Locket, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, so I am going to pray to the goddess, and I am going to call forth my spirit guardians at 5th level. Both of these gentlemen have to make wisdom saving throws, as they're immediately in it when it's casted.
Alright.
And it is a wisdom DC 20 save.
Nice.
Nice.
Are they just going to take it?
What does it do?
33 points of radiant damage.
They're both gonna use legendary resistance.
And they still take half damage.
Which is still good.
Still good.
Great, actually. Yeah.
And I'm going to cast, can't cast that on myself. Gonna cast Healing Word on myself at 1st level, cause owie. And that's my turn. If they start their turn while inside the circle, they also have to make a wisdom saving throw or take damage.
Alright, let's see if the purple one is still alive. Yes.
It's just 2 feminine angels.
Alright, Thorka. It's your turn.
Okay. Did you send me any other kind of message?
It's the same. It'll be the same thing as I sent you last time.
Okay. So Thorka will now. He has a daze in his eyes and walks past Purple, and he is now next to Locket. He raises his sword
Rude.
and attacks her twice.
Rude.
And he adds his 3rd level smites to them. The devil made me do it.
You're rude.
I know. I'm sorry. 29
That hits.
and 4. Hey, second one is not hit.
That doesn't hit.
And you're not undead. So
I am humanoid. Surprisingly, I should be a construct, but
5. Wait.
I got nothing that can help you.
That's just 34 points of damage.
okay. I'm still up, and I have to make a DC 17 con save.
Hold on. There's lightning damage.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Thanks.
I'm sorry.
Thanks for that.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I got that.
Another 4 points of damage.
So that's a DC 21 now. I'm doing math. Minus 4. And then it is 34 plus 4, so that is 18. So that's 19 is my save.
And that is a fail.
Let's go!
Oh, there you go.
Spirit Guardians are still up. Let's go.
All right.
Nice. Woohoo. It's a clutch one.
And then Tarek, it's your turn.
Fuck, it's not looking so hot though.
All right, so I am going to assess the situation, and I guess continue my onslaught and leap over here, and I will booming blade. That guy right there. I don't know if I can hit, even if I roll. I don't think I can hit. Yeah, I don't think a 16 hits.
That does not hit.
Yeah, alright, so I will just second attack. Being hasted, and that's a bust, and Tarek just bonus action runs back to where he was. And that ends his god-awful turn.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna see what
that
is going
that
on.
that says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's outstanding.
I'm calling him.
Hearing the phone
Yeah, his
through the
mic's
mic
on.
is hysterical. It's hysterical. Oh my god.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to basically do what I normally do. If he's not there, so he's gonna get hit. I'm gonna deduct his HP and move on. So I'm gonna hit him with the rest of the attacks and go from there. 107. And then
Sounded like a deep sleep to me.
yeah, I just moved him out of game usage. So if he wakes up, he wakes up. Okay, I'm gonna have to roll the rest of the attacks, and then we're gonna move on to the next round of combat. Sorry, guys. Clearly he had a rough night last night. So, but yeah. And then I'm gonna do the bite on him. That will hit. Okay, I did all that. The reason why that was all important is because the purple one is next, and then yeah. So, all right.
The purple one has to make a wisdom save as he starts his turn within the Spirit Guardians.
All right. 20.
That just makes it, but he still takes half damage. Let me find the spell.
No.
Takes 19 divided by 2, rounded down, so that's 9 points of radiant damage.
Still alive. He just has to be hit hard.
I mean, I hit him for 80 damage.
You did. You did. He's at 1. So
My girls are trying.
Also, Ted, Lewis knows the thing that they have, and Lewis wants you to know that's the most annoying bullshit thing. And it's why Lewis doesn't even use it, because it's bullshit. Like, it really is bullshit, and it makes combat go for 5 hours.
That's fair. It is going to try to swing with the great sword at you, Locket. Its power has dissipated. So 14 against your AC. And 28 against your AC.
Yeah, that hits.
Is there any disadvantage on the rolls or anything like
Nope,
that?
I can't have Sanctuary up as long as my Spirit Guardians are up.
Gotcha. Okay. To be 9 points of slashing damage.
And is there any other extra damage on that?
No.
Okay, so it's a DC 10.
Ooh. And then it's going to try to bite you. Oh boy.
Okay. This is fine. That doesn't hit, but it's fine.
Oh well, I can't even make a save. I'm down.
So that's going to be 12, just so you know, it's going to be 12 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled a lot of 6s. 6, 12,
I
18.
see that.
And 31 necrotic damage. It gains 31
Oh.
31 health, and you lose 31 maximum hit points.
Well, Locket's looking dead. Like she's. Oh, what is that hit point maximum now? Oh no.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the problem I'm facing. Where I'm like, my HP, my hit point maximum is much lower.
Mine's a little lower than yours.
Well, I helped.
Thank you for that.
Boom.
As this tries to talk to you, Thorka, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Freaking script again.
All right.
Oh,
Nice.
Thorka, you drive its chatter out of your ear, and you say, "But not! I am Thorka, not your pawn."
Grr.
It takes the whole turn doing that. So, Magda, it is your turn.
Woo. Okay. Doing me a peek. Can I see the purple one, or do I just see the big guy?
You just see the big guy. You probably see Locket collapsed on the floor, bleeding out. You do
Leaking oil.
Yep, you do see Thorka, probably sweating profusely through his armor, just out of worry, and that's everything you see right now.
Does the big guy look like he's got anything metal on him?
Unfortunately, not. Those big,
Dang it.
massive hands are pretty much what he's been using to hurt people.
Big old meat paws. Got it. Let's see. Sorry, my phone's acting up. So I am going to... I can see her, so I will healing word at my girl and then go back to hiding.
Let go. Give me that juicy healing.
Well, let's see what you got. How much healing is it?
Any buffs to the max?
I will upcast it to at 3rd level. Where'd
My
you go?
girl.
Alright, 3d4 plus your spellcast modifier.
My
Boom.
girl.
12 HP.
Cool.
As I yell, "Get up, bitch!" and run away.
We do not particularly like being called that.
Beep boop.
Beep boop.
The orange one is going to go. Seeing as how Zarius is frozen in a stupor of nervousness, he's gonna walk through him.
And pee. Don't forget about pee.
Yeah, in his own urine, he's gonna walk over and attack you, Tarek. And he's still powered up. So these are gonna be some pretty strong attacks. 21 against your AC.
That will miss
Oh.
as I am hasted.
All right. Second attack with its great sword is a.
Oh,
critical-
that's such a great sword.
is the greatest.
It's the greatest of swords.
The greatest you've ever seen.
That will miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to hit him at 35.
And crits are nullified just because he's Tarek.
All right.
Anyway. All right.
All right. So 3, 5, 7, 8. It's gonna be 12 slashing damage. And 28 necrotic damage.
I will uncanny dodge.
Okay. So you'll take half. So it'll be
Take
14
half.
necrotic damage and 6 slashing damage. Your hit point maximum goes down by 12. And yeah.
Alright. Oops, that's not good math.
And it gains 12. And gains more at the start of its turn.
Yeah, that's just paging.
And then it's going to try to bite you for its last attack. 28 against your AC.
That will hit.
That's going to be 10 points of piercing damage. And 11 necrotic damage. And the same thing, your hit point maximum goes down by 11. And it gains 11. You can tell that it has gained a lot of HP when it attacked you.
Of course it did.
Between those hits plus the added HP at the start of its turn. Zarius is still not here, so we're going to shift over to Locket. It's your turn.
Oh, that's dandy. What can I do?
Yeah, I'm now that Thorka's attacking me, I've got three guys on myself. I'm actually gonna use my bomb of healing, my bomb of peace. Now that and the three of them can't attack me as I do this, and I'm just gonna jump into the fucking. I'm gonna wade through the fucking water.
The gas water.
Yep.
The smell just is disgusting. It smells like a mixture of gasoline and poo-poo.
And your poo poo.
Poo-poo.
So I heal. I heal 2d6. Cool.
All right.
And I have 40 feet of movement. It's difficult terrain in the water, or is it?
It is, yeah. But I mean, doing that jump is just jumping from land to
Yeah.
water. So that's just.
So I'm able to get to the other. I'm able to get to the other side and have like 10 feet of movement left.
Yes.
So I'm gonna run. We're gonna go behind a pillar. We're gonna go behind a pillar and see Magda. And then bonus action, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself.
All right.
And that's
All right. Thorka, it's your turn.
All right, Thorka, seeing Locket run away from him, just drives him further to that has to defeat these things, and he's going all out, continuing on this thing that he knows gotta hit it hard to put it down to the ground again. So, Ted, I'm gonna roll like one attack and do the damage and see how that goes, and then make the second attack if needed. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So attack 1 is 22.
We'll definitely hit.
All right. So this is just the regular hit, but it's still radiant because of improved divine smite.
Thorka, you would have also healed 10.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So that's 33 of radiant damage. Is he still okay?
He's gonna have to make a roll, but he's a
Oh,
negative.
okay.
He's a -1. Did that
Okay.
add the lightning damage or no?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to add the lightning damage. Sorry about that.
Because the damage you do specifically will be the baseline Constitution saving throw that he needs to make.
So that's 4 more damage.
Okay.
So that's 37 points of damage.
All right. So he's got to beat a 15.
Okay.
He dies finally.
Finally.
Collapses and turns to dust.
Okay, on a roll now, seeing this thing die, Thorka is going to run and jump over here to attack him. Do you need me to make an athletics roll?
No, because you pretty much ran. It would be the easiest possible thing. It would be a 5. If you can get a 5 with at least the plus that you have, that you're fine.
Okay, yeah, I definitely can. So with that second attack, he's attacking this giant thing, and 16.
That will not
Thing's
hit.
big and tough. Big and tough.
Yep.
And that's the end of my turn.
All right. Tarek, it's your turn.
I'm going to, first action, I'm going to just Booming Blade the orange baddie.
All right. Are you using the Soul Ripper?
I am not. I should not be using that, so my bad. No, I'm using the regular Raper because I know they're undead. I've been using it the whole game.
Okay, no problem.
So 16, that would probably miss.
That will miss, yes.
So I will use my second action just to attack.
That will hit them.
21. Okay, so he'll take 11. He'll take 34 piercing. And then I look at it and I say, bye-bye. And I take off like a bat out of hell with the boots of speed and being hasted. And that will get me pretty much to there. That was my 2 inches. That was my movement. So then I will continue with just a bonus action just to keep moving forward
Okay.
to here, and I'll end my turn there.
All right, sounds good. That one is dead, so don't have to do anything with that anymore. As a bonus, not a bonus, a legendary action, it is going to try to make a. She's going to try to cast a spell on you, Thorka. It's going to try to. It's going to try to cast a spell on you. I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw for me.
Okay, so I get to make the save, but as a reaction, because I have Mage Slayer, I can hit him.
Sounds good. And it is not a charm effect, just in case you're curious. This one is
Okay.
not a charm effect.
So I'll make my save. Should I make my save and then attack him as my reaction, or hit him first and then make my save?
You can make the save and then you can do the reaction.
Okay. So 21.
That will save. So the spell doesn't affect you at all, and then you can make your reaction and try to attack.
Okay. and this will have a 3rd level smite attached to it.
All right.
21 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. 5, 6. 39 points of damage.
All right.
Look at all those ones.
Yeah.
Look at all those ones, Ted.
Yeah, where were those when you hit me?
That
It's-
script.
Yeah,
Telling you.
it's scripted to happen.
That
There
script.
you go, everyone that's listening to us right now. It's all scripted. But yeah, 39 on a 3rd level smite on undead. Good job, everyone.
We got there.
We got there. D&D Beyond. Fuck you. Or roll 20. That too. D&D Beyond, you're cool. You're fine. Roll 20. Fuck you.
That's fair. Well, Magda, it's your turn.
Alright. Alright, so I quickly see Locket over there. Locket moving?
She's up and moving.
Okie dokie. So then I am going to attempt again. That's the wrong button. Haha!
Well,
Eldritch
the first one will hit.
Hoorah! And then I'll hide. Fantastic plan.
All right.
Woo! Ow! Is there a bee in here?
What did I do?
At the end of your turn, Magda, it makes a Maybe there is a bee. I thought she was just kidding.
Oh wow.
I thought she was doing the voice for the monster.
Yeah, I thought she was like, "Oh, I did so little damage. Is there a bee in here?"
Yeah, no, I was voicing the monster.
Oh yeah, like because if there was really a bee, she would have been screaming, and I would have had to go over there and get it.
Because I'm allergic.
I know. Me and Luna would have had to double team it.
Yeah. But I was just making fun of my really low damage. Pew!
Stupid move. Shit. I'm dead.
Well, at the end of your turn, this is going to make a legendary action to move to here, seeing how Magna is doing things.
Uh-oh.
And then the orange one is going to make a legendary action to move next to Xarius. And then from there, the orange one is going to attack Xarius.
Disadvantage, please.
He's back.
Hey.
I do need...
My bad.
Yeah, and I do need Xarius, you to make
Oh.
a concentration check for me. It did hit you guaranteed on one attack.
And he takes 19 thunder from my booming blade.
Okay.
Take that before my death.
And then the damage you took was 19 damage, so I think the concentration check is going to be I don't know. I don't remember how it's calculated.
It's half the damage that you took. And if the half the damage goes below 10, then the DC is 10.
Yeah, so you just have to beat a 10 concentration, Xarius.
It's a Constitution saving throw.
Yep. All right, cool. So you still have your thing. All Alright, and it's going to
Okay.
attack you. And here we go. 2 greatsword attacks. First attack will be a 24 against your AC, Zarius.
That's gonna hit.
Okay. So it will be a total of 27 damage. It'll be 11 slashing damage and 16 necrotic damage.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge. So it'll be 13.
Okay. So it'll be half and half. So it'll be the 16 necrotic damage becomes 8. And the slashing damage becomes 5. So that'll be 13 damage total. And then your maximum hit points goes down by 8. And it gains 8 life. And then I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me. That is a pass. Alright, second greatsword attack. 21 against your AC.
I'm gonna use shield.
Sounds good. That is blocked. And then the third attack will be a bite attack. Which is a 17, and that will be a miss from the shield. Zarius, we missed your attack, your stuff a couple times. You get to go twice. Normally this would be your turn, so think of it as if you have haste. You can go.
Okay, first attack.
That will be a miss. The third roll will hit.
Okay. That'll be 20 damage.
Sounds good.
And that was my dagger attack, so my turn is over.
All right. From there, Lockett, it's your turn.
I am going to walk out here. How far away is Thorka? I'm going to... Magda's not 30 feet within me. In order for it to hit her, I'm going to go back in the water. Thorka, Magda, and Tarek are going to feel friendship as I'm going to redo Emboldening Bond on the 4 of us. And that's my action. Bonus action, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on Magda.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. At the end of your turn, he is going to try to cast a spell on Magda. I believe that he has to make a wisdom
He has to
saving
make
throw.
a DC 20 wisdom saving throw. He makes that.
Magda.
May I counterspell?
You can try. It's a 5th level spell. What level counterspell are you going to try to cast? Are you just going to use a 3rd level counterspell, or are you using a higher level counterspell?
I am gonna use my highest level, which is 5th.
So then it is countered. There's no roll, it's just countered.
Woohoo! Because I was scared. I was like, ah!
There you go. From there, Thorka, it's your turn.
All right, Thorka's running to catch up with the big bad dude, and he's coming up right behind him. That's behind him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
You're
he's
like up in there.
It's a weird angle, and he's gonna unleash attacks on him.
Sounds good.
All right. So first attack, it's a 25.
That'll
Second
hit.
attack is a 17. So
17 will miss.
okay. So one attack, and this is going to be at a second level smite. Okay. Boom. 55 points of damage is a lot better. And then 2d6 of... And then 8 more points. So that is 63 points of damage altogether.
All right. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, well, that's kind of his job, is to attempt these things when he doesn't roll ones.
That's true. Suddenly, after you strike him, you see a great burst of energy come out of him.
That's nice.
Kablamo.
Everyone in that aura needs to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
And we all have the everyone in here has the D4.
And Magda, you're close to me to get a +3.
Oh boy, 15.
Is it 21 enough?
21 will be enough.
All right.
And
I'm going out on a limb here and saying that 15 does not.
15 will not do it.
Is 20 enough?
20 is just there.
Yes.
All right. So, everyone who rolled a 20 or better, you're going to take half, unless you're super special, and maybe you take none, because it's dexterity saving throw.
Say it, Ted. That would be Tarek.
That would be Tarek.
Thank you.
It's going to be 26 fire damage. If you are someone who has been in the oil.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm also in the oil.
yeah. Not good.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
You will combust.
Well, good for me.
I instantly die. My maximum health is 38. I instantly die. You guys have you still have friendship for the next 10 minutes.
So we'll see Clink when we get back to town.
I'm back.
No joke.
Just roll Clink now.
Oh, you think you don't already have her made?
That's fair.
Hey, losers!
How's it going?
Oh boy.
I'm
We
back,
have
I'm
to
sorry.
save Lockett.
She's like dead though.
Oh no, I instantly died.
She's like double dead.
We have to double revive her.
Yeah. And then from there, Tarek, it's your turn. By the way, Zarius, you did not have to roll dexterity saving throw. You were not within 40 feet of the big bad.
Holy shit.
But it shot a wave of fire. Good old fire.
Good old fire. Always there when I need you.
He's burning freaking sewers.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna booming blade
All right.
the big old baddie. 26.
That will definitely hit.
Take 33 piercing and 11 thunder damage. And then I will On my second action, I am going to put my hand on my right leg and say command word and use a spell wrought tattoo and cast protection from evil on myself.
All right.
And then as a I am going to move and Tarek takes off again like a bat out of hell. And I'm going to move up into the corner and then pull on the brakes as I see the baddie orange, and then kind of step back. And then I'll end my turn.
At the end of your turn, it's going to take a legendary action to move over here. Jump right over. And then it is his turn. He's going to cast a spell. And this is exciting, actually. So it is casting a...
Uh-oh.
What do you
Yeah.
say for you?
exciting for me. It's going to cast a 3rd level spell. So just so everybody is aware, whenever there's a player in the party that has counterspell, I call what the level the spell is first. If I describe what the spell does,
That's
it means
nice.
that you do not counter it. So you need to let me know if you're going to do
Did
anything.
I
to
have
it.
my turn yet? Can I counter it or no? Because I don't.
I don't think your turn came back since you've.
Correct.
Yeah,
did
because
not.
he tried to cast a spell on his legendary action, and you said no.
Yep. That was a good counterspell, though.
Woo. Okay, so I can't do it again.
Fortunately
This round.
not. So,
Okay.
as it casts the spell, Thorka, Magda, you both see Locket start to move and and do things and just kind of shift
Uh-oh.
up, and Locket just looks strange to you. She's got this glaze over her eyes, and she doesn't look like she is herself.
That's oh.
One second. Just adjusting things. And then Locket is going to walk over, and it's going to try to attack you, Thorka. You can see that it seems to hold some of the reservation and power from what seems to be the gentleman with wings. It tries to claw you. 29 against your AC.
Yeah, that hits.
So it's going to be 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And it's going to be 12 necrotic damage. And your maximum life becomes 12 less. And she seems to drink your life force.
And that's when I take damage, right? That's 20 damage.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm doing that right. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
it's the damage and then the maximum removed. Yeah.
I got you. I've been doing it that way. I just wanted to clarify.
Yep.
Thank you.
Real quick, everyone has the temporary hit points we all got from the very beginning, right? Okay, I'm saying we had 15 temporary. All right.
Yeah, it's increased to your max health.
Your max health.
Like prior to.
Yes.
Yeah, but a lot of these necrotic.
So but the difference between that and temporary health is you can heal this health.
Yes.
I know.
And then from there, Magda, it's your turn.
Woo.
Yeah, you wanna.
All right. So sorry, Locket. But you're dead. I'm gonna heat metal locket.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my.
Well then, that's rude.
Well, she's dead already, so.
All right. Is there a saving throw involved in that?
No, it's pretty much every round she's gonna take 2. Where'd it go?
2d6, I think it is.
It might be 8. Hold on. 2d8 of fire damage.
All right. Oh, fire damage. Okay.
Like a big boom.
All right.
Sorry, brah. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a constitution saving throw to hold on to any metal object, but if the creature itself is wearing or is metal, it just takes the damage.
And you're inside your metal.
Inside I am metal, because I am beep boop.
Alright. Well, let's see if the undead fortitude saves.
Jesus.
It's got to be a crit. No.
Locket's over there, and up there.
Wow.
Locket,
Sorry.
Locket is
I
incinerated.
helped. I'll collect the pieces, Danielle.
And now she's an incinerated zombie.
A zombie beep boop.
Meanwhile, Tarek's like, I liked her.
I did. I liked
So did I.
getting the leg locket.
You're gonna love You're gonna love Clink.
And then
Oh
from
no,
there,
Trinket's a different burb.
Yes.
the orange one is going to try to attack Xarius.
All right.
Its power up is now gone. Only lasts a couple rounds.
Alrighty.
That's still a disadvantage. 16 against your AC.
You need a 19 to hit home.
And then that's going to miss. That's its second great sword. And then it's going to try to bite you. And that will miss as well.
Blair is awesome. Alright.
And then Xarius, it's your turn.
Attack.
That will hit.
Uh, 21 damage.
Look at all those ones.
That's
Nazi.
that's like on Thorka's level.
That's how you sneak attack.
The
That's how you
script.
do it.
Hold on, let me turn off the DM cheat mode.
Yeah, I know.
beep,
Turn that shit off.
It's the script.
It is. Don't worry, everyone. This is the way it was all planned. This way.
Oh, that's alright. I'll get max damage with my poopy little dagger.
Whoa. Got him.
My turn is over.
Got him.
Got him.
I'm gonna cut you deep, you jerk.
Take that.
Thorka, it's your turn.
All right. Can I get a? How much of a running jump do I need to get over there?
You can start from there. You
Okay.
would use Locket's dead corpse as
I'm gonna use it as a springboard.
as a springboard. So you would need to roll at least a 15 athletics, or you splash into the water.
Okay. All right, 21.
You're good. So you would land
Here?
right here. Yep, exactly.
All right, so Thorka just in a fury after seeing his friend Locket die twice,
Sorry.
runs and jumps across the water into this giant creature and unleashes his attacks on him.
Sounds good.
All right, here 2 attacks coming up. 27-32.
They both hit.
All right. So what the hell ammunition do I have left? All right. So one attack is gonna be the first attack is gonna have a 2nd level smite. All right. It's 39 points of damage, radiant damage. And then the second attack is just the regular sword attack, but still has radiant damage to it, 24, and then 4d6 of lightning damage since both attacks hit. Another 19 points of damage.
Let's see if it's still alive.
Let's see.
All right, here we go. It just barely stays up.
Boo.
And then from there, Tarek, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna bonus action hide right here.
Okay.
What the? I mean, reliable talent.
Yeah, you rolled a natural 1, but reliable talent saved your hide.
Yes.
Gotcha. So that's good. So you're hidden.
All right, so I know that the orange guy was there, so I'm just gonna come out from behind and I'm just gonna booming blade him.
Sounds good.
And so just yeah, one of those hits. So it's gonna be 15, 38 piercing, and 6 thunder. And then I'm going to attack again.
Well, let's see if he lives.
Okay.
That would have to have been a crit. He just crumbles to dust and dies.
Hurrah!
Excellent. So then I will continue. I will just, with the rest of my movement, I'm just going to do the zigzag thing to here and assess the situation. And with my second action, I am going to put my hand on my back and say the command word, and I'm going to use another one of the spell rat tattoos, and I'm going to cast spider climb on myself.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm gonna end my turn there. So I can't do anything else.
Sounds
All right.
good. Thorka, I need you to make a perception check for me. Get one for free.
Is there still friendship, Danielle, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
The friendship just lasts. It's not a concentration on my part.
And I can use that for skills?
Yes, it is for attacks, skills, and saving throws once per your turn.
Thanks, Locket. Always remember her. E-boop.
Yes.
All right. 19. I'm going to save it. 19.
All right.
Yeah, with a D4 if you want. But
All right. You know what? I'm going to use a D4
I don't know.
if I can get it.
Because then you can get up to 20.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. 20.
All right. So, Thorka, you notice that around his neck seems to be some sort of necklace. The necklace itself, you immediately notice the same symbol way back when Ubel was doing rituals and different strange things near the elder tree.
Yeah, that's the symbol we saw on the tree. I remember. Well, Lewis remembers. Thurka might too.
And Zarius, I need you to make a perception check for me. It's real. You would have had to get lower than a 5 in order to really miss it. So I'm glad you at least got above a 5. But yeah. So when the monster crumbled into dust, you notice that there seemed to be a scroll in between its crumbs, and you can take a free action right now to grab the scroll.
I would like to grab the scroll.
Okay. You don't know what it says yet, but you got a scroll. All right. So it is this guy's turn. He is going to walk right here, still in your line of attack, so there's no opportunity. And you see him step into the water. You see that the chain that is around his neck seem to start to glow, and his hands start to glow, and he's starting to cast a spell that you've never seen before in your life. Magda, you've never seen this spell before either.
Is he still in my range?
He's still in your range. This spell, he's essentially triggered the start of casting of the spell. Thorka, if you want to try to make an attack of opportunity from your thingy, you definitely can. And Magda, if you're planning on countering the spell.
So I have a question.
Yeah, I will try.
I have a question. Can
Yes.
I aim for the necklace?
It's going to be tough.
It'd be tough.
I would say that it would be a higher AC if you were going for that, which I will allow, but you'd have to try. So Magda, just to give you an idea of what the counter spell would be, it's considered a level 10 spell.
Ah, a plot device spell. Got it.
Hey, you can still do it. You can still try.
You can definitely still try.
All right, so Thorka is going to, as he is aiming for the necklace, he's just going to scream out for anyone who's listening, the necklace. And he's going to attack the necklace.
Okay.
24.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah.
I was going to have it as 5 plus 5 to its AC. Would have been a 25.
Yeah. No, I get it. No, I the attempt, that's, you gamble, and you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
All right.
You tried to grab it, or did you attack the...
I tried to attack it.
Got it.
I was one away.
Now, just forgive me here because I've not actually done many counter spells.
No, it's okay. So you have to roll an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The dice check is going to be 10 plus the spell's level. So you have to beat a 20 as if you were casting like an Eldritch Blast. So you would roll as if you're casting an Eldritch Blast, and you have to get at least a 20 or higher.
Okay. Damn it.
All right.
I tried, guys.
Hey, when things are scripted, you just got to go with it.
Oh, what the fudge? I don't like this guy.
The guy says in common, "Sun Nova," and seems to just disappear along with all the fire that carries throughout in the middle of him. I need everyone in the red radius to make 2 dexterity saving throws for me.
We still have friendship, right, Danielle?
Yes, you do.
Hooray!
Friendship!
Oh, boy.
Everyone but Zarius has it.
I made the second one.
My first one was 19, and then second one is 24.
Okay. So, let me explain to you what happens. Zarius, did you roll 2 saving throws?
I'm not in the red thing.
Oh, you're good. Then you're good. It's alright.
Okay.
Okay, so Thorka, you're at 1 HP. Magda, your first roll makes you at 1 HP. Your second roll prevents you from being disintegrated.
Hooray!
Oh, I apologize, Thorka. No, you don't take anything. The saving throw requirement is 15 for the first roll and 15 for the second.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah, so as long as you beat 15 on both rolls, it doesn't affect you.
Great.
If you didn't beat 15 on one roll, you're at 1. If you didn't beat 15 on both rolls, you're disintegrated.
That's great to know.
And you, I mean, for a flash of a second, it felt like as if you were standing on the surface of the sun. Locket's body is just charred up, but it's still intact. And it's gone. It disappears with that spell.
So it disappeared, not like it burned up in its own attack.
No, it definitely looked like it burned up in its own attack. The amulet seemed to just discharge its energy and just seemed to break away in pieces as you watched it. Think of like the Manhattan Project in Watchmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suicide bomb.
I know it probably been hard to keep my eye on it, but do I think there might have been any pieces that fell into the water?
It's likely not. It seemed to use all of its energy just to cast that spell.
Are we out of combat now?
Yes.
All right, so Thorka will make his way back across. Do you require a roll for that?
No. When you're not in combat, you can basically take your time and jump over.
Thorka will try. He'll get sacks and kind of rip them apart from his bag, and kind of make it almost like a blanket, so he can place Locket's remains in it, and then he wraps it up as gently as he can.
Tarek's helping him do that.
Can I try to, while they're doing that, identify the scroll?
Sure. Just need an Arcana check for me.
There you go.
Thorka will tell Tarek, can you go look around to see if those things dropped anything?
Wait, did you roll an 8 Arcana?
I did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Woof.
Is anybody helping him?
If he asks for help later.
I will help him.
I don't have Arcana.
I don't have Arcana either, but I'll help you.
I did.
Would you like someone who does have Arcana to help you?
Sure. Go ahead. Here, it's all you.
Okie dokie.
The words on the scroll seem very strange to you. It looks to you as if it's some sort of spell that mimics the spell of Revivify, but you're not sure what other effects it may do, as the wording seems a little stranger than that.
Well, I
Use
think
it.
This might be to Revivify, but the wording is different.
Like, how so different? Like,
I don't know if it will work as it's supposed to, but we can try if we want to see if it'll bring her back.
I'm absolutely. Why not?
Ted, someone who has the spell that can learn the spell would have to cast it from the scroll, right? Or no?
You're not sure. It does seem like something like somebody could technically use it without the requirements of being able to cast the spell, which again is pretty strange to you when you read it, Magda.
So do we want to try?
Do we think it? I want to try it, but I want to make sure that if there's some sort of misfire, it doesn't. I mean, yes, she's dead, but I don't want to do any damage to her, to whatever spirit that was within this body. But yeah, let's try it. We've done crazier things.
What's the worst that can happen, Thorka?
I don't know. This is a very weird worded revivify spell that I don't recognize.
Well, I mean, here it is. There's the two. We either try it or
no. Let's try it.
We
like
look for other options out of this foul place.
Danielle.
Hmm?
I just PM'd you via Discord. Just make sure you take a look at that.
Okay, if we want to try, I can try.
And if you want to try it, or should I try it? Do you have enough experience with this kind of casting?
Most of my casting affects people's minds, so maybe you should do it.
Yeah, I'll try. So yeah, everyone kind of back away in case something bad happens.
Hippity hoppity.
All right, so Thorka will open up the scroll, and this is the kind of magic that he's familiar with. He will start chanting the words that are written on the scroll to use this spell to see if he can bring back Locket. And hope it's not Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, so as you start reciting the things on the scroll, I need you to roll a percentile for me to see if you recite them correctly.
Okay. Klaatu, Baraka.
Yeah.
Shamalama ding dong. Kadabrabra.
Dabba Abba. 76.
All right. You seem to recite the first set of words correctly, and you can see almost her body convulsing. You see that some of the ash is coming off of her, and it's just kind of strange. Things are almost repairing themselves, but something seems just strange. I need you to make another percentile check for me.
Okay. 10. It's like golf, right? Lower the numbers, better.
So as you're holding the scroll and you recite some things poorly, some necrotic energy seem to shoot out from the scroll. And you're going to take 12 necrotic damage. You can still keep going, Thorka, but you just took some damage because the scroll itself, you just said the wrong things. You would have to recite the second verse again.
No, I'll try again. Ted, because it's necrotic damage, do I take that as my max HP?
No.
No, it's just damage.
Just damage.
Okay. 1 second. I'm gonna keep trying. All right, let's do it again.
Say it right this time.
This isn't easy. This isn't like, this isn't the right spell. This is very different.
Look, magic is hard.
All right, you say the second set of words, and you can see that Locket is just she gets a little taller, and she looks like almost like predatory, almost as if her body is kind of shaping in the way of humanoid, still her kind of robotic self, but almost more shapely, as if she were the predator rather than the prey.
Oh, not the sexy kind.
Well, I mean, obviously, depending on how you roll,
It depends. Look, it's up here now. It's canon.
And then you have to make one more percentile. There's one last set of words.
Thorka's looking at this and is hoping that he's making the right choice using magic that he probably shouldn't have been using in the first place. And he's going to try to finish it.
Do it. This is the
Okay.
Necronomicon.
After you say the last set of words, the scroll just disintegrates and disappears. Locket just starts convulsing profusely and starts screaming and writhing in agony. You could see that her canine teeth look to get as sharp as a vampire's, and you can see that her nails even grow a little bit and sharpen as if she were a vampire herself. She opens her eyes, and she seems to be awake.
So it is the sexy kind. Awesome.
I am slowly becoming the 9-foot tall vampire lady.
Yes.
I'm already 6'2".
I mean, no, but yes.
She's already a tall robot, so now she's an even taller robot.
Yep.
Locket has grown about a half a foot from that point. So she's
Great.
about 6'8" now, and there are a few different things. And I discussed that with you in private, and
Yep.
and here you go.
Locket.
What'd you do?
She starts looking over her body, and she'll immediately, let's see what I can do.
Do you still look like oh wait.
She's gonna cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level on herself. And she looks around, both confused, like, as far as the emotions that she can show, it's mixture of curiosity that's also mixed with confusion.
Beep boop.
I ran out of power.
You were dead.
Yeah, you definitely ran out of power, and we were able to bring you back.
We think.
Does she still look like a more of an object, or is she fleshier now, or?
She looks the same as she did. She's just taller. She has sharper, what looks like to be sharper nails. She looks
she's gonna take off the gloves, and she's gonna take off her gloves, and you're gonna see like the porcelain. The cracks have like some gold line etched in them. Like, you know how in like Japanese porcelain, if it's broken, they'll paint the cracks with gold.
Yeah.
A lot of her stuff has that. And the nails are, and the tips of the fingers are more like claws.
So, Thorka kind of bends down, and while Locket's still on like the ground, is like, Locket, we found a scroll, and it looked like the Revivify spell, but it was different, and we took the chance to bring you back. And I think that's what it brought you back, but it brought you back different. How do you feel?
Empty. As if I need something, but I do not know what.
It's gonna be okay. And then Thorka, while he's like trying to comfort her, he will use divine sense to make sure what he thinks in his mind what happened. Does he sense undead?
Yes.
Locket, we're gonna have to seek help.
So
for you.
If I'm undead, does the healing work?
Yes. It's just an undead classification, but healing and other things will still work on you.
Okay, cool.
We're going to have to get out of here, of course, but we're going to have to seek some advice from more powerful clerics than ourselves, or at least more experienced than ourselves. Okay,
Agreed.
so just sit, just try to relax. So he's making sure she's okay. Not wanting to try to use any kind of magic to heal her. Thork is gonna walk over here to where we were battling, and the smaller creatures that were using the armor and the swords. Did they leave those items around?
You do see that the great swords that they were using are pretty much on the ground. They do look like regular great swords, but you certainly can take them.
Yeah, it's more of like if they have symbols on them.
You do notice that there is some symbology on them, but you're not entirely sure what they are. You do see that some of them seem to be some remnants of what Ubel's symbol is.
Yeah.
And then you feel like it could be anything. You're not entirely sure. You know that most people haven't gotten a good look at the room where all this stuff came from either. So you have some inkling to head over to there.
All right. So Thork is going to collect those 2 swords definitely, and then come back this way, and let's go and check where all this came from.
Yeah,
so I'm assuming we can go this way, or do we have to go around?
I was going to ask, when I was running through this room here, I said, yeah, hey, just follow me.
And then while we're walking, Thork is going to use lay on hands on himself.
Okay.
Had I noticed when I was moving back through this room in here before during the combat, did I notice anything?
I mean, you didn't really have time to check it, but you did obviously notice the symbology on the floor. What is new to you is what seems to be a portal that's in the middle of this symbol.
So now there's a portal, huh?
And I'm spider climbing on the ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah, Thork is going to stay close to the wall while he's moving around here.
And I'm gonna search like the blood that we see here, and just search the perimeter to see if there's anything, while kind of keeping a half eye on the portal.
Yeah,
while Thork, oh sorry,
I was gonna say just do an investigation check for me.
Can Thorka also make a check if any other like physical items were left by these things in this area?
Absolutely. It would be a perception check for me for checking for items.
Okay.
Tarek, the blood on the walls and on the ground seem to be fairly new. The portal, you're not sure if it was simply there before. You'd have to take a really good look at the symbology by kind of walking over there, or at least being above it, in order to check it out. And then Thorka,
It's a 19.
Yep, you do notice that the plate armor on both of those vampires are still sitting on the floor.
Okay.
In the inside of that plate armor seem to be symbology, but the power doesn't seem to be there anymore. So
He collects it because it's all the evidence that we can bring is, this is what we need. So the swords and the armor, he's just gonna stuff in the stack and carry them with him. And then Thork is gonna keep moving around just to see if there's anything else he notices.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk across the ceiling very slowly and approach the sigil or the portal. And I don't recognize it at all.
You do recognize it getting closer. You recognize it as the symbol that was on top of where Bison's ship was. It seems to be the sigil that he always used to cast.
It was something with bison. It broke up on me. I didn't hear what you said.
Sorry about that. The sigil that seems to be here seems to be the same sigil that Bison used to use to cast his spells. And the portal that's there, you're not sure where it goes, but this is kind of your proof that ties both Bison and Ubel together.
And I just I yell out to Thorka. I just say, yeah, this is Bison here. They recognize this is what he had when we first encountered Bison way back.
It is. I can recognize it. So now we know.
I mean, they've always been working together.
Yeah, I had always thought that they were working against each other and Ubel was biding his time, but it wasn't. Byzant was wasting our time while Ubel was doing other things. So now we know, and that both were working together, and we might have made big mistakes not going after him a long time ago. Because we might have been just playing in their hands the whole time.
Yeah, but we may not have been able to take him on back then either.
No, we don't know. It's a big puzzle piece, and at least it's more information that we know, and more information that we can use to try to find Ubel. I don't know how we can shut this thing off, though.
It goes somewheres.
It goes somewhere, but the thing is, we know that things that enter in there could get hurt really bad. I don't know if someone who can use Dispel Magic can get rid of that or not.
Can either one of us, I mean, I don't think Tarek would know this, but maybe someone more arcane in nature would know. Is this like a two-way portal, or is this like a strictly one-way?
You're not sure, but there'll be one really easy way to find out. Just based off of your passive insight, if you stick a long weapon or a long tool inside and then pull it back out, you'll know that it's two-way and not one-way.
Well, is the greatsword long enough for me to kind of use it as a long implement? Because we have two. I don't need two of the greatswords if it were to get damaged.
You do have two great swords, and yes, it would definitely be long enough.
All right, so Thorka will, move over here onto the platform. He'll take out one of the great swords that he had collected for evidence, and he's gonna put it inside, kind of inch by inch, and see what happens.
Going to need to be stepping on the sigil and be within 5 feet of the portal in order to do that.
Does that work?
Yep. Nothing seems to happen when you step on the sigil, so you don't have to. You're not too worried about that. And Locket, I don't know if you saw the message.
I saw.
Okay.
I saw. For the sake of time and stuff, has the 10 minutes repair of healing gone?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so Zarius and Magda, you also heal 15 points.
And Thorka, when you put the great sword into the portal and you pull it out, it seems unharmed.
So I show it to Tarek. Nothing's wrong with the sword. It went in there and came out. You feel like fishing? So so Tarek, I have an idea. Okay? I'm gonna tie a rope to myself. You're gonna, hold it tied against a pillar, right? I'm gonna go in. If something happens where I don't come out, I have a way to get back. Okay? I have a way to get back to the city. So you don't have to come after me. if I get stuck somewhere and I can't get out. Okay, but
Well,
hold on
let's-
to the rope.
Yeah, let's get the others in here too,
Well,
because
get them. I need a few minutes to take the rope out anyway. Unless
Alright.
we have someone else. I feel like I'm the best volunteer because I do have a way to get back home.
I don't have a way to get back home.
That's why you're not going down there.
Whatever it goes.
I'm going in the hole.
So I yell for the others, or I walk over on the ceiling. And I say, "Everyone, come here, please!" And I just gather the troops and just want to explain to them what we found here, and the connection with Byzant and Ubel, and then the current idea.
It's like, so after we got them caught up with the events where we fought Byzant and how now we know that Ubel and them are together, and how I tested and put the sword into the portal and nothing happened, I explained to them, this is the idea, because we can't leave without knowing more about this. I'm going to tie a rope to myself. I'm going to give the other end to you guys. I'm going to go through the portal and see where it goes. Now, if I can't get back, that's okay, because I have a way to get back to the city magically. You guys, I don't think do. So I'm the perfect bait for this fishing trip. So if something were to happen, just let the rope go and I'll get back to the city. Okay, and then you guys just get out of here as fast as you can. So Thorka ties the rope to himself, and he hands off the other, and he ties a couple sets of ropes. So like because Thorka had a couple, so like two of them. Because what is it, 60 feet of rope?
60 feet, yeah.
So he has like double that, and he ties them together using those ship.
I just jump in.
And then Thorka will grab him before he does that, and use that huge strength of him to throw him.
Yeet.
Like throw him away from the portal, or?
Yeah, throw him away from the portal.
Okay.
Zarius, what are you doing?
I don't fear it. I'm going in.
There's nothing. It's not a fear thing. You don't know where you're going, and you can't get back if you don't know where you're going. I can get back. That's the whole point. And honestly, you should be afraid. You didn't face what we faced. So it's not being feared. You're just ignorant.
Can you take more than one with you, Thorka?
No, I can't. That's why we
Okay.
can't do it as a group. So I hand off the rope to Tarek, tie it on something, and I'll climb back up if it's okay. If not, I'm going to zap myself back to home.
I've traveled through time and space, so don't call me ignorant again, or I'll slay you right here.
Hell didn't slay me. You're not going to. And Thorka goes into the portal with the rope.
May the goddess guide you. And before you leave, I'm going to do Embolden Bond
I'm
again.
still in the portal. I'm not going to be told nothing.
I'm going to do Embolden Bond on you, Tarek, and Magna, and myself. So you have a D4 for the next 10 minutes, and that's my last one.
All right, give me 1 second. I'll put you both through.
As Locket's staring at blood.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, about halfway through Thorka's speech, Locket like bends down and she starts playing with her clawed hands with the blood on the ground.
Okay, do I see this happening as the Thorka's jumping in the portal? I think Zarius jumped in. I'm not entirely sure. There was some scuffle and confusion going on. So I was gonna try and calm the situation down first. So
I have them both jumping in because that would make the most sense because that's what both players wanted to do. So it would be Thorka going in and Zarius right after. You guys have to look in the middle to try to see where you are.
Well, here we are.
Well, there we are.
I'm glad you came.
Nothing here.
Do I feel anything happening to the rope when they went in? Is it just
Just
hanging there?
just getting tauter as he walks farther away from the portal, but otherwise you don't feel like, oh my god, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Zaris, you came, so now you're gonna have to scout, because I'm holding your lifeline.
All right.
So check things out.
All right, I'm going to give a perception check. I hate these rolls.
Zarius, if you want to spend another minute, you can roll another perception check, or if Thorka is going to help you a little bit.
I'll just take my passive, which is 11.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I don't say anything. I let Zaris take his time and just see what he perceives.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Zarius, a couple crazy things. One, the smell. Everything here smells like it is different, as if you're in another time. You're not sure what that. Well, for everyone who didn't do it before, they wouldn't understand what that means. But for you, you already immediately know that this time seems different. It's likely that this is either in the future, which is unlikely because you know what is in the future, or this is in the past. So this looks to you, based on the curvature of the walls, the gigantic portal, and everything else, this looks to be a gigantic maze. And you likely feel that it is going to be a long, long traversing of this maze for you to do what you need to do to find the end.
So, Zaris, what do you think?
Well, I'll tell you right now, this is childhood time. I can tell. I've been through time.
So when do you think we are?
I think it's an alternate of the future. I think I traveled even further in the future. I keep bounce around the timeline.
Do you think this portal can be used to just go into different timelines? Like it can be like a spell can be casted on it?
I don't know.
Because I'm thinking wherever we are right now, this is where things are coming from. And if it's someone from a different time that's now traveling to our plane, like this is more in your wheelhouse, but do you think this machine or this portal could be shut down? Can the two of us make some kind of check together if it can be like dismantled or something, like if this portal has like actual like runes and stuff on it, like if we mess it up, it messes the incantation?
You can definitely do an Arcana check to go ahead and see if you can figure that out.
Zaris, do you want me to help you with that and you make the check?
And then, Zarius, I PM'd you via Discord to have you jog some of your past memory.
He's out of Discord.
Maybe something happened. Do you know what his Arcana is, Ted?
I can check.
And then I would aid him, so like giving him advantage.
It will be funny if his kid like pressed the button to turn off his computer. Wow, it's a +2. He's not trained in it. Are you trained in it?
Let me I think it's better than mine, but let me just check. Yeah, I have a +1, so it'd just be better to let him try with my aid.
There you go. I made that very easy on you guys. I used my DM God script to help you guys out.
It's a script. It was said that we were gonna be okay with this.
Yeah, and he PM'd me with Discord and said, "Okay, give me a second to reboot." So yeah, he's that's exactly what happened. By the way, if I were to guess. So when he comes back, he will be able to tell you what happened. But the long story short of it seems to be that as he adjusts and looks at it, to him as well as to you, it doesn't seem to be something that you can easily just dispel using some sort of magic. These runes, this portal, this has been here for some time.
Okay. Do you want to take like a 5-minute bio break to let Phil get back in?
Yeah, absolutely. So 5-minute bio break. We'll be right back. 10 o'clock, we will be back. Alright, guys. We're going to be back in approximately 5 minutes. Taking a bio break until 10. Alright, guys. I will be right back. Stick around. There's some really cool plot stuff that's going to start to happen. BRB.
Hello?
Hello?
What's going on?
I was peeing.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
pink.
I'm back.
Group quiz.
What's up?
And then Cat's gonna be back in a minute.
Sweet.
Did the kids try to eat you?
No. Well, my son did come in and he was jumping around. I guess he had a nightmare. And
Beat it out of him.
you telling me what you're drunk about. And then he crawled underneath me and he decided to lean on the power surge, turning off the power.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Why would you fuck with you? So I gotta reach down and I crawl on my desk, turn it back on, and then I'm like,
You need to get like a pool noodle that you cut and you put it all over that while you're gaming to protect it.
It's so true. Every time, man. I was playing Overwatch the other day, and like it was coming down to the final wire, and my youngest was crawling around, and I was like, I got this. I'm going for it. And then I was about to do what I needed to do and then boop, motherfucker! I was furious.
No, seriously, get a pool noodle and cover that shit because
it works. It works.
It should. They can't get to it once you put the pool noodle around it. Just make one slit, right? So it just then fits on top.
I'll do that though.
It will block the buttons and the plug, so they can't get in there and just start ripping shit out. But then if they do find a way, you beat them with the pool noodle. Like how my mom would just beat me with whatever I broke when I was little.
I would get the. My mom was infamous for hitting me with the wooden spoon.
Yeah, you ever see the decorative wooden spoon you'd put on the wall?
Yes.
Like this is like a lot of Spanish folk have this. That's why because my mom's Puerto Rican, so like she beat me with that with a 2-foot, 5-inch thick spoon. Whenever did dumb shit.
Yeah, I used to get the wooden spoon, the cooking spoons.
But then we just stopped doing dumb shit.
I know. That's the generation I came from. She hit me when she was stirring the sauce. She pulled it out. She pulled it right out of the sauce and hit me with it. And I'm like, and I'm getting burned now by hot sauce.
But it tastes good though.
It was a beautiful way to get hit. And then I remember one time I put my arm up to block it, and it broke over my arm, and she was furious.
Like, you broke her spoon. That's why.
Yeah, I'm like, but
that's your fault.
Fucking broke it over my head.
Because you're not supposed to block it.
Yeah, take that.
Blocking it just makes now I have to pick something else up to hit you with.
Well, the funny thing is nowadays, if you consider like the ultimate sign of child abuse,
Yeah.
But that's just how I grew up.
Yeah.
Like it's just like Well, there's a lot of things going on today. I was watching the news today, watching the whole Virginia thing.
We're back, by the way.
Oh, welcome back.
Hi. All right. So, I had just explained that it doesn't seem like this would be dispellable based off of your roll. I had rolled for you. You rolled a natural 20. And then from there, I PM'd you the information if you want to roleplay that with Thorka.
Sure. Let me do that right now. Give me 1 hot second.
Oh, Kat?
I think she's out of Discord.
She's coming back on the game now.
Do I see Locket being fascinated or playing with the blood?
She hasn't stopped.
All right, so the reason why I jumped into the portal is because I was drawn to it. I've seen these portals before.
And Zarius, let me just say this before. I didn't mean to belittle you back there, and I apologize. I've seen so many on this journey just die in horrific ways. I did not want that to happen to you.
Look, I get it.
So, I'm sorry.
I get it. You're being the hero. I got it. What I'm trying to say is, and I respect that.
Oh, there's no heroes here. I'm saying that's definitely not the thing. But
I had to go through this portal. I had to. I was drawn to it. I had to go through it.
then
I've seen it before. I'm telling you, I've been traveling through time. I'm just trying to get home to my family, and I just keep being ripped through time.
then I'm sorry for that too. And if we can help you get home, we'll help you get home. But what can you tell me about this place?
All right. Let's see here. We're about 50 years into the past.
Okay.
Looks like Bell is literally messing with the portals. He's causing all these. I've encountered these in the future. We can't dispel them, and he's traveling through time to gain power himself. So we're gonna have to find him, and this is much bigger on a bigger scale than you're realizing.
I'm starting to realize now.
So even though you're saying we should, I heard you say before we should have taken him on. It doesn't matter. He just keeps jumping through time, and I unfortunately have been sucked through time with these stupid portals before. So even if you took him down, that might be one of the many different versions of him, because you don't know which version of what time he is in. You don't know how powerful he is, whatever it is. But we're
at the bottom again, where we thought we knew something and now we know nothing.
No, we know a lot. We just know what we don't know is where to find them. And it's not even a place; it's an actual destination of time itself to find him. This is okay. Let's join with the others. I know we can go back through this.
All right.
I just prepare you now when you step through. Just try to hold onto yourself, because as you step through these things, you kind of lose a little bit of yourself. I'm just warning you now.
All right. Thanks for the warning.
Because as I keep stepping through, you notice that I had an accent and it goes away because I keep actually alterating. You'll see.
Ooh, excuse me.
So just hang on. You just try to hang on to your sanity.
Okay. And with that piece of advice, Thorka goes through again.
I'm going to step back through as well. And that's why I couldn't let you go alone.
Well, now I understand. And you're probably, you said there's no heroes. Well, right now you're going to be our hero.
Yeah, well, feeling weird again.
How do I feel? How's Thorka feel?
Roll percentile.
Okay. Three. Big three.
You feel very, very dizzy, and you feel like while you're in there, just some of the things that you were able to do, some of the things you were able to say or be, you could do those things. There were just different ways that you did it. Even your fighting style seemed like you were ready for action, but you felt like you were gonna do a different fighting style, which doesn't make any sense to you, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, everyone always said they wish they could go through time and things. It's not fun at all.
I literally just want to be on a boat at this point.
I'm just saying you're gonna. You don't know it yet, but you're different.
I'm
You
sure
guys
I'll figure
what?
it out.
So what happened?
And Thorka just gestures as Azarius to explain.
Well, we just went 50 years into the past. This portal is a portal through time. I know because I've been traveling through time constantly. I used to have two other parties I used to belong to. One party I was with, we were stuck in between, and then another party set me free, and I was with them. There was a version where I actually fought you, Bell, but now I'm back here. I don't know. I don't know where if I'm coming or going, or if you guys are just a blip or just a memory. And my voice has changed again. I used to have an accent, now I don't suddenly. So, like I said, I don't know what part of reality I'm on anymore.
Well, I can tell you right now, you're part of our reality.
And I appreciate that. I was drawn to go through the portal. I wasn't doing it as stupidity. I need to keep going through to try to find my way home.
And right now, you're the only expert we know about these things. So, anything you could, help us with, please help us.
Well,
You said that you had fought Ubel in one of these timelines.
yeah, I have.
In that timeline, was he doing anything? I mean, that you can remember, like plan-wise, was he this similar maybe usage of this portal?
The version of
timeline.
Ubel that I fought, he was absolutely maniacal, and his mind was completely gone. That version, anyway. I don't know. I've gone 50 years into the future. I've gone 50 years back into the past. I've gone 100 years here, and I just keep seeing all these different timelines. It took everything we had to. I thought I defeated him in that part, but I guess I was wrong. Because here I am again, not knowing where I am, and the way things are going for me, the timeline shifts for me, and things change. So my fighting style can actually become different out of nowhere. I'll tell you now, what he's trying to do is he's literally trying to reset time to where, I'm not really sure what he's trying to gain through all this.
Zarius, so you mentioned this before when we were on the other side. So even if we were to find Ubel here in this time and defeat him, it might mean nothing because it could just be a different version of him continuing the work.
We can find the original version of him, the one that keeps hopping around, like me.
Okay.
Find the original one and wipe that one out. It should all work itself out. And possibly everything can change. So we can actually change the entire reality to friends you've lost, things like that. You said you went to hell. Maybe you didn't go to hell, but maybe we all don't even meet. I don't know what could happen, but we could change it all back to where it never happened. We have to find the original Ubel.
Is there a way to track him down?
Well, this is some ancient magic. I don't even know. We gotta find someone who can tell about this magic. Someone who could really tell us more about this time magic. We can't even dispel this portal. This portal will be open. I don't know how long, but it's open.
We're going to have to go to the tower then and look for mages that are experienced in any of this.
Well, then we're going to have to hurry because if I knew Ubel, he'll probably try to wipe them out so we can't find any information. I mean, that's what I would do. I would wipe out any way of finding information how to stop these things. He's just trying to grab vast power.
Then let's get out of here.
We're gonna have to hurry. If I change again, you just bear with me.
Okay.
the riptide, it catches up to me, and before I know it, I completely change. All right, let's like I said, let's head to that tower and see if we can find out.
Okay. And then I guess we're leaving the sewers then, Ted.
Okay.
Do we have to physically get out, or will you just switch maps?
So, as soon as you get to the end, you notice that your boat is still charcoal. So, what you would have to do is unfortunately, you're going to have to walk. It's going to take a long time for you to get back. And I know you wanted to get there fast, but it's going to take some time.
Well, when we're over, would it be faster if I went and got another boat?
No, it would probably be just as fast for you all to essentially walk and go that route. So it'll take you guys about 2 hours for you to go ahead and get to at least an area where you can finally get to the tower.
Okay. So we do that then.
All right. Let me change to... It's been a long time since you guys have gone to the tower. Hold on 1 second.
The tower. Did Zarius seem like he was like all of that was truthful
It's a good
when
question.
he was saying all of that?
Roll an insight. Yes.
All right.
Oh, shit, I lied.
You're at the very bottom of the map.
This guy's got some crazy stats.
All right. So we remember the person that was kind of in charge, right? Wasn't he like in purple or something?
Yes, and you know that he's normally all the way to the north.
Like in the middle, right?
Yes.
All right. So I just running over there, and if there's like a door, Thorka will like knock on the door.
It would be up here, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Me. Oh, that purple. There's a lot of purple.
A lot of everybody likes purple here.
Yeah, it's a thing. So like knock knock and then kind of just go in.
Oh, we just bum rush the room.
The gentleman's like, can I help you?
Yes, actually you can, and yes, sorry just barging in on you, but we don't really care right now. We've got a
little bit of a hurry.
We're in a bit of hurry, and it kind of an issue that's going to affect all of us.
Okay.
And then,
what can I do for you?
Do you remember us?
I remember you a little bit. Yes. What can I do?
So we need to find whoever an expert here on time magic, and we need them now.
We need someone as an expert in chronomancy. Are you a chronomancer?
Well, the man, I'm not. However, Mazarius. I know that Mazarius is, and he is the head of the Cognitionis. Now, normally, he's over at the Cognitionis Guild most times, but right now, he is actually next door. He's kind of playing around with some things himself. So, tell him that, just knock on the door. Try not to barge too crazily, okay? And he points this direction.
And then Thorka, as he's saying next door, Thorka ran around.
Huh.
Hey, hi, sorry. Yes, I know we're barging in, but this is dire. We need your help.
Sure. What do you need? I
And
don't
then,
have a lot of time here, if you
yeah.
know what I mean.
And then he points at and then Thorka kind of like gestures at Zarius to, fill this guy in with what we need.
Well, the Cognitionis were planning on making something just in case for our enemies to be defeated. Or rather, us be defeated. And we were kind of planning something here. But, yeah. So if you were planning on helping with that, you absolutely could, but that's my only plan. As far as portals and things like that, I don't truly know what you mean or you're talking about. I mean, we can put some of the Cognitionis towards that goal to see what's happening, but I know for a fact that any chronomancy magics that are that strong are never able to be dispelled through normal means. I mean, you'd have to basically cave the entire sewers in to destroy that portal. And that's obviously not a choice. So,
Is there a way to find Ubel, who has been using this magic? Someone who uses this magic a lot, do they leave any tracing to find them?
I mean, that's the trick. No. But it weakens them the more they use it. But if it's that strong, where it's a portal that stays open, then it's likely that he is not very weak right now. So we'd have to wait and bide our time.
What can we get to draw him out? That's what we may have to do.
Well,
knowing full well that he will just could pop out of our timeline again.
Well, if he is messing around with the timeline, then the destruction of him will shift the timeline into the right direction, and everyone will shift and change appropriately. It's weird. It's almost like if you were fated to do something because of him, then it would change into a different kind of timeline, if you know what I mean. So, let's say you went out on an adventure and one of your friends died, and you had to deal with that suffering and terrible stuff. Well, you wouldn't have to, because you wouldn't remember it, because it wouldn't simply exist. The timeline would fix itself, because he isn't alive anymore to affect it, and all versions of him would be erased from the timeline. But he would have to be killed at his weakest in order to do that. So, my recommendation to you, and it's something to think about if you'd like to donate your time and your effort. We do have a few, we would call quests, I suppose, for some mercenaries that are available to help start building a place called Delksdale. Delksdale is going to be designed just in case Ubel succeeds, since it seems like he is very strong right now, not any help to the guilds. And if you'd like to go ahead and help build it and help prepare it for that issue and that situation, you absolutely can. It will take time and it will take effort, but with so, we can try to save at least some of this city in case something happens, and you have at least a way or somewhere to fall back to in case the worst happens.
Do you have something we could track the original Ubel?
we might after some time, but we would need something from the original Ubel in order to track him. And we would need hair, blood, anything at all. And none of our spies, cohorts, anyone at all has been able to get any of his material.
Thorka takes out the great swords and the armor from the sack and said that we just fought possible minions of his that he left to protect the portal, and they were wielding these, and they might have been given to them by Ubel himself. We don't know, but it's something to try to go on.
All right, let me take a look at them and see if I can look at them for a couple minutes and see if I can trace them out. Okay?
Go for it.
So he takes the great sword and he starts looking at it, and he starts looking at the armor, and he's taking a sketch of it, putting a piece of paper and just sketching it out, seeing what it is, and he finally goes, okay, all right. So then he turns around and says to you, it looks like the things you fought are from 50 years ago, if what you're claiming is what you're claiming. So I would imagine that he took whatever it was from the portal and brought it through to protect that area. He really doesn't want anybody to go through that portal and kind of look around. So I would say your first part essentially would be to start going through that process.
Okay. Let me ask you this though: to build this place, have any of the other guilds joined up with the cog to do this venture?
Truthfully, no. All the other guilds are too busy vying for power and everything else. We've seen this happen before, and we've seen that a lich that was like him has kind of been around a very long time ago, but we don't know what was going on. We know that at least one guild is essentially helping him, but we don't know if he's paying them. We don't know what's happening. But we're done with the guilds. Officially from the guild master of the Cognitionis, we are here to essentially save ourselves at this point, because we cannot trust the other guilds. We don't know if the other guilds are going to work for him, and we don't know if there are spies afoot. And I trust you to be very careful about what we're talking about to your guilds, even if you trust them.
Well, we know specifically one guild that is working with them. And Ted, insert name of guild I can't remember how to say.
The Exploratorem.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the Exploratorem are, just to be frank, garbage.
Yeah, they were garbage before we knew this.
They're going to follow, they're going to follow what they're going to follow. That's what they do.
So you don't think we should try to seek any of the guilds to help with this, if we think we can trust them?
I think that truly, if you make a decision as to letting other guilds know of what we're talking about, you're going to jeopardize the future of Delksdale, and you're going to jeopardize anything else that could be going on within the Cognitionis. And I would recommend that you do not do that. I don't trust any other guildmaster right now due to what's going on.
So Thorka looks around at everyone. So are we free agents, guys? What do you think of this plan?
think it's
I
only
don't know. I mean, in my experience with all the guilds, it's all the same old. I mean, even though our friend here is saying that, you know, they want to save half the city and all that, but ultimately it's also a power grab from them, because if everyone else is gone, they're the only ones left. So in essence, all the guilds are vying for power. It's just we have to pick a side.
And he says
I
to
honestly,
he says to you and interrupts you, there's not going to be anyone left. There's going to be maybe 40 people that we can have in Delksdale. We don't really have a choice. We're going to grab who we could trust from each guild, and we will be there. But if it gets to a point where we have to sit in Delksdale, then that means that the world has been destroyed. And if that's the case, then we're going to have to start over with whoever survives, and we're going to have to start over in Delksdale. There will be no such thing as guilds anymore, and they'll never be talked about again.
And also, and Tarek, even let's say the cogs this is a vying a power thing. We use it just to see if we can just stop this. Nothing's going to stop unless we do something. And all this guild bullshit that's always been going on, we're not going to stop that. I just want a chance at stopping Ubel before I don't exist on this world anymore.
yeah, I personally think that if they all really wanted to stop it, they would all band together and try and use all the collective knowledge that they had in doing it. But I've already said this same thing ad nauseum to Negotium. I don't know where they stand really in all this at the moment. I'm a little detached from them and the guild, so I really am clueless as far as what their position is on it. Up to a certain point, I know, but
I know the Iuris want to stop Ubel. Like, they're literally, whatever resources they have after Byzant, they're using to figure out Ubel. But I have no idea if they want to join up with the Cognicios to do this. And then there's that whole too many chefs in the kitchen. Then everyone's arguing for power, where I just want the support to go after Ubel.
Yeah. I ask, I guess, is it Mazarius?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the name? I ask, is there anything that could be used to trace Ubel? Maybe something that he touched or something along those lines that you maybe could, I don't know, just be used in some type of magic or something that could possibly locate him.
It has to be a significant part of his body. So if you had, for example, a large fluff of hair, if you had a piece of clothing that he wore all the time, anything like that would count. But if something that he held, unless he held it for a long period of time, do you have it? Let me see it.
So we have to find him and get something from him.
I walk past Thorka and Zarius, and I step up to Mazarius, and I reach in my pocket and I pull something out and I hand it to Mazarius.
What's this?
I said it doesn't matter at this point, but it's something that may be useful.
He pulls it out and opens it up, and all of you can see that it seems to be some sort of letter. And he seems to be meditating on it, and he's feeling it. He says, yeah, he was holding this for some time, and it seems like he wrote inside of this too. How do you have this?
Like I said, it doesn't matter at this point, but is that useful?
I mean, yeah, it's useful. I can at least try to detect where he's going to go next. Maybe you can get him, but he's going to have reinforcements and he's going to be defensive, and he's the strongest he's ever been. But we can also use this to make the defensive capabilities of Dugsdale even greater. I can only do one or the other. What do you wish for me to do?
I kind of take the letter back, and I kind of fold it up, and I tuck it inside my jacket, and I turn to like the rest of the people standing there, and I'm like, "What do you guys want to do? I know what I want to do."
Well, I'll tell you now. I've been to Dugsdale in the future. It actually becomes a pretty good town. It actually has a lot there, a lot of information. A tower. Hell, they even find the new resources where you can eat these crystals and completely regenerate yourself and heal yourself. Future's not that bad. There's even mystical, magical people, like a lot of people that go to Dugsdale. It is one of the biggest reasons why Ubel fails. We should make sure this town definitely thrives.
Yeah, if Zaris is saying that this place exists in the future and it's a big deal, we want to help make it. Like, at least that's if there's a chance for survivors to go there. But I also want to track down Ubel, because if we, like Zarius, you said, and this guy, if we can track down the original, it could all be over. Zarius, it might take you back home.
I hope so.
Like, can we do both? Can we help build this place and track down the original Ubel? And Tarek, I don't even care why you have that letter. I don't care. I'm not going to ask about it. If it's a piece that could help us, then that's all that matters. Maybe you're supposed to have it for this moment.
Well, I could only do one or the other. Honestly, at this point, I don't think any of the guilds would even believe me that I got a letter that was attached to Ubel. But I can only make Dugsdale stronger, or we can track him and try to defeat him. But, like I said, keep in mind that Ubel is going to be very difficult to defeat right now. It is not going to be a fun experience by any stretch.
If we try to, do you think if we work on the town,
honestly,
we could find something that would weaken him?
We don't even need to work on the town. Just make sure it gets started. It builds itself.
Okay.
Secure the area and make sure it builds itself.
Tarek, come on, I need you, buddy. What do you think?
I want to kill Ubel.
All right, so then let's secure that area and get that town going, and then we can go from there. Or we can just find the next portal and just jump 50 years in the future and take him out then.
But we still won't know if that's the original one, though. It could be someone else or a different version of him, right?
Yeah.
So you said the town eventually, in the future, is a big thing in stopping him, right?
It thrives, yeah. And there's
like you said before, if he's jumping through time and he's aiming, and he might be targeting things that would hurt him. If we start on the town, could that possibly bring him out of hiding?
I don't know. I do
I
do
look
know
at
this.
Eric.
Hold on.
What do you think of this thought? Like,
Wait, I'm getting a memory right now. He has these dragons that come as well in the future. These dragons come, and there's a lot of them, and I think about 8 of them, and we'd have to kill those to eventually get to him.
8 dragons.
Yeah, they're ransacking the future, but they can't get to Dexdale for some reason. There's something about they just can't get there. That it holds them at bay. That's why this town is so important. So I remember this for the future. I'm trying not to tell you too much because I don't want you to feel like it's too bleak. But yeah, there's dragons, and we'd have to go through this and defeat all the dragons. Think of it as like a lich's we can beat all those. We could probably take him down. Each time a dragon's taken down, it weakens Ubel.
The gentleman that's here pulls out his wand and moves it towards Zarius, and you can see that the wand glows kind of like a shade of purple, and says, "Ah, what a weird circumstance. He's caught in a time loop. Huh. That's how he knows all this information. But he truly doesn't know what happens right now in the past. But he's come from the future. Whatever happens here is going to happen in the future that he came from. So if you're saying Delksdale exists in the future, then that means that I need to be even more diligent in making sure that it is set up and done under our guild. So I will make sure that it's all set up and proper. We'll try to set up our shields the best we can to make sure that nothing can see it. But again, if you'd like to help us, I can think of at least 4 or 5 different things you can do. They'll take some time, but if you do them, they will help us immensely. It is up to you.
But he's also saying that there's dragons that need to be defeated before we can even fight Ubel.
Well, I'm not even worried about that. I don't even think you'll be able to survive against Ubel right now. I don't know.
No, I don't think so either,
Yeah.
Especially if dragons are guarding him.
So
No, they're not guarding. They're scattered all over the world.
So we just write off the rest of the city, essentially.
Well,
I think
maybe not, but I mean, that's what we're doing for now. We're thinking of the worst case scenario because we'd like to be alive.
But there's got to be a way to expand on this idea you have, so that way more of the city can get in there. Yeah, I get it that all the rest of the guilds, you don't want to work with them. But there's people here that have nothing to do with the guilds, they have nothing to do with the politics, and they're just living their lives. Those were the people that got hurt when Byzant attacked, and these are the people that are going to suffer now. And again, this town, survivors, they go into the future, but now that we know more information that maybe the people back when that Zarius told us about, maybe there's a way we can improve on it.
He puts his hand on your chest and says, "Sir, you're right. If we kill Ubel in the future, then the timeline will shift back to normal, and we will essentially never have had this conversation because he will have never existed. Because in order for him to make these time shifts back and forth, he's taking his soul and splitting it up even farther and farther. So the more he's bringing himself to and fro, the more of a chance we'll have once we kill him to kill him from the entire timeline. And Delksdale won't exist because it will never be needed. And the guilds will exist. And the whole city will exist still, even after. But if we don't follow the steps and we don't go through it, then we may lose out on being able to potentially save everyone without them knowing.
Like Thorka just like he came in without his helmet on, and he just has his hands to his temple, where he's trying to fit, a puzzle piece, a big puzzle piece on a small puzzle board, because his brain is just not taking this well at all. And he just, he sighs and just like, this is so out of my depth.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, I can start to see a little bit of it. So we have to make sure the things that happen in the future happen now, so we can actually get a chance at Ubel. Is that what I'm trying to make sense of?
Aye, that's correct. And, maybe we can find some time magic to freeze you until then and figure it out. We'll go from there. But in the meantime, for now, I can't force you to do anything. You need to tell me what you want to do. If you want to help me, then come back here next week, and I will have something for you to help me with. If you don't, and you prefer to help the guilds, and you prefer to go ahead and move on with your plan to try to find Ubel the other way, that's okay. Then go to Tivers and do what you need to do at Tivers. But I'm telling you this out of trust, and I trust that whatever you do, I will be working on my goals the way they are. And that is the end of today's session.
Woo!
Hey.
Whew.
Wow.
A lot of lore, a lot of crazy information, a lot of things that, wow, it's a lot of things that have finally come out that will allow you to change and do what you want to do, and actually, there's a fork in the road for the main storyline, and we'll see what the players do and what the players decide to take. Otherwise, thank you very much. Trovo.tv, Trovo.live. Thank you very much for everyone who watched today. It was a lot of fun. No followers. That's okay. We got to get to 20 followers, so maybe we'll be pushing that a little bit. Make an account and follow if you'd like. But thank you very much. This will be uploaded to YouTube in the next couple of days, so the players can kind of digest it and see how they feel about it and see what they want to do as far as their next move. They'll have a whole week to go ahead and roleplay and think about it. Otherwise, I'm going to turn off the stream at this point. We're going to talk out of game. Thank you so much. We will see you next week. Same time, same place. So long.